We can share. Where's the drum roll?
We're sharing the car, so we each gotta...
Oh. There we go, the drum roll. What the heck are we doing here?
This is season 2, VideoCast 5.0.
Wow, and this is the most anticipated
video
of all. Most videos people wish we had never done, and they run screaming from the building.
Yeah.
But this one you actually gather your children and your wives and
your racing buddies. Invite your racing buddies over.
Yeah, over. Make some popcorn.
Some hot dogs.
Yeah, some hot dogs and stuff. And then start this over again. You can't watch the rest of this until... Yeah. No, we won't.
Alright, no, what are we doing in this video, Chaz?
We're talking about the X6 Cubed. There it is.
More importantly, I think it is finally time to take off this.
It's a strip show.
It's a strip show,
is what it is, and I'm not taking my shirt off.
So actually hide the wife and the kids.
Yeah, because this is a strip show. But we still have the original body on here that we've been using.
Of course, the RB6 finisher body that we've been using as a prototype.
Because it fits,
and it fits mainly.
And we're excited as heck, as you can tell, because the body manufacturer that we have selected tells us that we will have the first production prototype bodies probably late next week.
Yeah.
And if they look as good as we think they're going to look,
he sent us some sketches and drawings and actually a CAD model, back and forth.
We're excited.
Try this. What do you think of that?
So we'll send one of them off to Mark Samuelson, one of our team drivers in North Carolina, and Mark will paint the box art body. And Mark gets to use all his artistic talent and just have at it. And we're going to be really interested to see what we get from Mark.
Anyways.
But that'll be the body that appears on the side panel of the box label.
Are you ready, Chaz?
And in the photographs.
Would you stop talking?
No.
Are you ready?
No.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. All right.
Here we go.
Do it. There you go.
We are.
There you go.
I think the #1 response I've gotten from people who have seen the car in the pits and people who know X Factory that I've been racing with for a long time is that this car is exactly what they expected and then quite different from what they anticipated. So obviously it's a carbon fiber dual deck chassis. You can see the carbon fiber main plate and then a carbon fiber top deck. But we've departed a little bit from our short course in truck design in that it's kind of a new shaped top deck that's a little bit thinner and manages the flex in a little bit different way.
Okay.
And we can go into that. We'll be doing a Paul's Workbench video about some of the in-depth features of the car, so look for that coming soon. But the top deck certainly looks a bit different than what our trucks have looked like in the past, and I think that's surprised if they thought it was just going to be a shorter truck.
Yeah, and it's not.
We've put quite a lot more work into it. Part of the reason that we haven't taken the body off until now is that we have tried 3 or 4 different top decks through the prototyping phase of the car. And as you're changing stuff and moving stuff around, you don't want to show off, hey, this is what we're making, and then not make that. Yeah. So we're pretty happy with the way this is working. Testing worldwide is going well with this configuration. We're pretty happy.
Is this a longer car?
This is a longer car. It is 9 millimeters longer than the X6 Squared was.
Why is it 9 millimeters?
Well, we tried with the Squared actually back even last year. We were running different length Squared chassis, which were custom cut apart and lengthened
by Chris Craig,
by Speedy Dad. The same way that our old short course was made. And we have tried everything from +6 millimeters all the way up to +12 millimeters. And in the US, myself and a few other team guys settled and liked +8. Over in the UK, most of those drivers preferred the +10 millimeters, and so we said we'll split the difference. +9 it is.
At +9.
And that's really, I mean, we've been running that for a year and working on that for a year. It's been
You'll notice that the shock tower is now forward from where it was.
And the shocks are mounted on the rear side of the tower.
And the shocks are on the back of the tower now, but they sneak right through our beautiful wing mounts.
This was done,
it works great.
Primarily, Chris Christo, team driver Chris Christo, it was the first one to move the tower forward on his Squared. And he did it to move the wing forward to get his car to jump a little better. And it also closes up the gap between the shock tower and the body, so the body doesn't have to come back as far, and it just looks a little better. We've prototyped and developed and tested with it for quite some time, and I could never come up with a design that I was really, really happy with until about 2 months ago when I finally sat down and worked for about a week and came up with a design. This isn't quite it. We're still waiting on some of the production parts to put it all together.
Yeah, it is done, and it is in production.
Yeah.
but
we're waiting on the
we don't have a
it.
single one yet.
But we'll go more in depth into that and what it'll look like in, again, a future video.
Last thing that we want to talk about here for a moment is the wing, and this is an X6 squared high downforce wing still, and we will get the newest wings
with the body.
when the body comes.
What we're making for the Cubed, though, is a kind of medium downforce wing. This wing is the maximum legal size. It's 7 inches wide. It's got the maximum chord dimension. Everything is as big as we could make it.
Yeah,
because when we were making the first modern mid-motor car, we were concerned about rear traction. It was pretty simple.
This has a heck of a lot of kick-up in the back, and the medium downforce wing will have less kick-up in the back.
The medium wing is also only going to be 6.5 inches wide instead of 7. And it's going to have a much smaller scoop in the middle. It'll match the shock tower.
And the reason why this wing has never matched this shock tower is because the original tower on the original X6 was a molded tower.
That had a much bigger scoop in it.
This scoop matched that tower just fine. So, a lot of things are coming on the X6 Cubed.
Something to talk about, I do want to mention, is the batteries. So the X6 Cubed will only accept either a shorty battery pack across the chassis like this, or a saddle pack with the 2 saddles sitting, you know, vertically or longitudinally in the car.
Yeah. Can you say that fast 3 times?
I paid a lot of attention in the design of the car to allow very easy weight distribution adjustment. That was something that the guys in the UK, the lads, as Darren would say in the UK, because as they race in conditions varying from dry to wet, they want to be able to adjust stuff quickly. And so even when you're running saddle packs, there's still 6 millimeters, or almost 1/4 inch, that you can move the batteries back and forth to get a forward or rear weight distribution. And of course with the shorty battery, you can move it, what is that, 15 millimeters probably?
Yeah.
1/2 inch or more.
Okay. So, many thanks to Steve Archer for the great video work. And we're going to say goodbye now.
I hope you guys like it.